Hi, today is day 36 of the Discipleship 5K. It actually is the start of week 6, and I'm very proud of you that you've made it this far. You've made a big commitment, and I know some of you, this may be the first time that you've made a commitment like this, dedicated time and energy to building up your physical body. Maybe it's the first time that you've spent time opening up the Bible and reading it for yourself instead of just listening to it when you go to Mass or when you go to church. I'm really proud of the commitment that you've made to building up your spiritual and physical development. It's a big deal, and I'm very proud of you. And so today, our scripture comes from the Old Testament. It is Proverbs. It's chapter 24, verse 32. Then I saw and considered it. I looked and received instruction. To me, this scripture is kind of like that phrase, we came, we saw, we conquered, saying that we showed up for something, that we saw ourselves going through all the steps and we saw it through to completion. And I'm very excited about this because I think that it's the exact scripture that we need to hear at this point in the challenge to say, hey, you know what? We have come a long way. We do still have a long way to go, and there's still things that we can learn and things that we can change and develop within our spiritual life and within our physical being. And so today, as we do our exercise, which is a moderate exercise, I want you to get out there and do a moderate run or walk, just kind of your average speed. Make sure that you're stretching before and after so you're not hurting yourself, and making sure your body is limber enough to be able to go the distance that you want to go. But I want you to reflect on the things that have changed. What have you learned so far? What have you seen as far as yourself? What has changed? What is different? What have you learned? So what have you learned about yourself? What have you learned about others? And what have you learned about God? We've been doing a lot of prayer time, a lot of reflection. We've been talking about others and people we need to pray for. We've been talking about encouraging others, people who have encouraged us. There's just a lot of different things that you could have learned so far about yourself, about others, and about God. And I want you to write that down today. And further, I want you to think about some of your physical activities that have been your favorite. What are some of those things that you've done that you've really enjoyed? Maybe you need to plan on doing more of those so then you can stay connected to that activity. Maybe it was an exercise class that you went to. Maybe it was a park that you went to for a walk that you'd never been to before and you really enjoyed being outside. Then I also want you to think about the spiritual activities that you've done. What are some of those ones that you've really, really liked? Is there a specific prayer book that you enjoyed? Was there a prayer that you particularly liked? Some kind of practice that maybe it was a song that you listened to that helped you reflect and see things in a different way. So first, think about what you've learned about yourself, about others, and about God. And then think about those physical activities that you've really enjoyed and then those spiritual activities that you really enjoyed. Write down your faves. That way, when you look back on this day, you can remember how you enjoyed them and how much you still maybe enjoy them. Maybe you can then look back too and see how maybe you've modified things to make it a little more fun for your everyday practice. So that is the challenge, that is the scripture, and that is our activity. I pray that you have a great day, and again, I am very proud of you for how far you've come.